Greetings and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys today with a live 1 versus 1 battle. Featuring today, spawning in the north, it's going to be the United States forces of Princess of Angels. And spawning in the south, it's going to be the Wehrmacht forces of Hama, wwU. So, let's see, I believe these are both returning players. Hama definitely I've cast quite a few times. Princess of Angels, I believe I have actually cast, because there's Princess of Night and Princess of Angels, I believe, are the two Princess of players that I have seen out on the ladder. Map today, it's going to be Arnhem Checkpoint, so this is one of the maps that was added when the British forces came to the game. It's a pretty cool map. I don't think that there's any particular spawn bias. You've got this central village in the middle, a lot of good buildings here to use machine guns and so forth. You've got sort of farmlands, vineyards, that kind of stuff on the right flank, a few structures, and kind of pretty much the same story on the left flank, in fact. If I correct the tack, you can see there are two cut-off points to be aware of. This point here, if you take this one, it will cut off your opponent's resources here. And if you take this one here, you can see there's this little cut-off sort of leg going down there, so that will cut off your opponent's resources here. So, look to see the two players try and exploit that as they move forwards. Build order here for Hama. The Wehrmacht force is going to go for Grenadiers into Sniper. Reasonably straightforward stuff against USF. And the United States player is going to go for another squad of rear echelons. This is somewhat out of the usual. So we've got two riflemen into rear echelons. Going to be the units of choice here for Princess of Angels, who does actually have an idle squad here. That's not so great. Now, just before any real action heats up, we just got an opening scuffle here, which I'll frame as I move forward. I'd just like to take a second to say I've had some feedback that my sound settings were a little bit off insofar as my voice was a little too quiet and the game was a bit too loud. It was difficult to hear what I was saying when the action got pitched. So, I've had a little look at that. I've adjusted my microphone distance and a couple of other small sound settings, but please, I would really appreciate some feedback. So if you could just let me know, anybody out there, if you could just say, yeah, I can hear you clearly and it totally works, or no, I can't hear what the hell's going on, the battle's too loud. That'd be really sweet. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, turning our attention back to the battle. The Major. In position here, probably to start taking some shots at these rear echelons. The rear echelons can also take some shots back at him, so he has to be careful. He's going to shuffle on right here, and that seems like a wise idea. If I select him, you can see his range, so he's easily in range of these rear echelons. Going to pick off one man through the window there. These Grenadiers just coming in for a little bit of supporting fire. It seems like we're going to have an exchange here. Some riflemen just kind of using this building. Grenadiers over here. I believe that at this range, indeed at any range, riflemen at similar veterancy and without upgrades will beat Grenadiers at at low veterancy without upgrades. So at any range, such is the power of riflemen. But hey, that's why you pay 280 for the squad. Pioneers here going to get up in the face of these rear echelons. The volley fire does come down, but I suspect it will be a little bit too late to actually suppress. And Princess of Angels needs to be careful here. There could be a squad wipe going down. These Pioneers are actually doing some real damage. Damn, like I'm sure Pioneers haven't been buffed or anything, but like they actually seem to do proper damage these days. I don't know when that changed or what happened there, but I always remember them being fairly ineffective. They just kind of like flail away at close range, just like meh, meh, with their little MP30s or whatever those are. So anyway, some riflemen going to be the response. They're going to come on over here and try and answer these Pioneers. Now the riflemen are a much more stern, stiff unit. Let me just rotate the camera so we can actually see this fight. We've got a couple of cherry blossoms, very nice here, but actually kind of blocking the view a little bit of the battle. A couple of Pioneers going to go down. That squad's going to be forced to fall back, and I imagine they're going to chill at the base to construct the like the mechanized company. Do we have escalate to battle phase 1? That has not actually come down yet. That's bizarre. Hama floating some nearly 60 fuel, so I would expect to have seen that by now. Maybe he's going to try and do something sneaky with mobile defense doctrine. I don't know, that seems risky as well. I'm not sure he can hold out to 3 command points. Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing that he's just kind of, yeah, there it is. Battle phase 1 is now on the tab, so a little bit slow there from Hama, but these things happen. So, I for one, I always forget, like, my worst thing is when I fall back units, and then I'm usually really good about reinforcing them, and then I'm just like, yeah, okay, so they're going to take 2 seconds to reinforce, I'll go back to the fight and, micro all that stuff. And then I just forget that there's a unit stood at my base, fully reinforced, waiting to be told to attack, move out. And that is a sad story. That brings a tear to my magpie eye. Now, we've got some riflemen moving out here. If I crack the tack, we can see the general story is that it's fairly even right now. I would say that neither player truly has the upper hand. I would say possibly getting slightly the better edge out of all of these engagements so far is Hama for the Wehrmacht forces. And actually, you know what, the scoreline reflecting that as well. A couple of rifleman squad here going to try and address that by capturing the victory point, and he is actually chewing up a lot of land on the right as Princess of Angels, or rather she, sorry. Is chewing up a lot of land on the right-hand side of the map right now. Seemingly prioritizing going for the fuel, which is, of course, totally savvy play at this stage in the game. Victory points, of course, not so much of a concern. It's really all about slowing down your opponent by denying them the fuel. But I wonder if he knows you can actually just decap this point, and that will actually have a similar effect. But, of course, a regular point is quicker to decap. Anyway, LMG-42 upgrade coming out in very prompt timing for these Grenadiers. It's actually not going to help them as much as I thought in this fight, though. They're still kind of having a hard time against these riflemen. 222 Scout Car going to be the choice here for Hama, so look to see that police the map and probably deter the American player from going for any light armor of his own. We'll see. Lieutenant was the choice of tech for the American player. He's out here on the left flank grabbing some ground, seeing off these Grenadiers in tidy fashion. Of course, the BARs on that unit add quite a lot to their anti-infantry DPS. 222 Scout Car making a mark on these riflemen on the right flank. That's going to force them back. The sniper's going to grab back the fuel point. He's kind of wounded, actually. He's also sitting in negative cover. I'd love to see him just positioned just here on that yellow square there. That would be really good. Yeah, the lieutenant, oftentimes I'm noticing now, when Wehrmacht players see a lieutenant, they just go for the 222 as a matter of course. And my goodness, despite the 222 being revealed, Princess of Angels, she's going to go for a utility car. Odd choice. She's also chosen her commander. She's gone for the Heavy Cavalry company. This is pretty standard stuff these days. Pretty powerful commander. Gives you the Rangers, gives you the Pershing, gives you a few other useful abilities too. So, pretty standard stuff there, I would say. Now, so this 222 is kind of having all of its shots blocked by this wagon, so that's really actually doing nothing. Fantastic stuff there. Scuffle on the left flank. Lieutenant's going to be pushed back by the combined forces of Pioneer and an MG-42 squad. Looks like the scuffle in mid going well for the Americans right now. Seem to have seen off most of the Wehrmacht forces. Also got a 50 cal in a very dominating position on the doorsteps of the Wehrmacht base, and this could be a problem. This is the beginning of a siege being established. This is the beginning of a lockout. So yeah, you never want to let your opponents hold an MG position near your base for very long. Hama does have the option to build a GR-34 mortar squad, and that I would like to see him do, simply because I think this is a good map for it. I think you could position the mortar initially here to start hammering the MG, or if you want to play a bit more defensively here, and then you could bring the mortar forward into this green cover here, and it will be useful throughout the entire game. Of course, unlike the Ligue and the Pack gun, mortars do not require very much micro. You don't have to face them manually. So that's good. Rifle grenade, going to make it into the church, but kind of doing mediocre, kind of meh, disappointing amounts of damage. Probably about 40% of the health of that unit. Nothing to write home about, didn't kill any models. The 50 cal still opening up. The utility car here also blazing down these Grenadiers. 222 comes in for a bit of support though, and we're going to have to see who's going to win out of these two light vehicles. It seems like the 222 facing its rear armor onto the utility car, and that actually makes a difference when you're taking fire from a machine gun. Also not prioritizing targeting that utility car, so utility car kind of going to come out ahead there actually. Not what you'd expect to see necessarily. Rear echelons kind of ineffectually flailing their ground fire in from the right here. The sniper kind of happy to endure that whilst firing back at them. The left flank of the map, let me just crack the tack to elucidate. We got a lot of ground here taken by the Axis player. So far, no American units appear to be being diverted that way, but the right flank of the map, that's pretty much in USF hands right now. So Princess kind of maintaining the status quo, going to also grab this fuel point, which is super critical. The resource income right now, 23 and 37 fuel and munitions for the Axis player Hama, 16 and 37 fuel and munitions for the American player Princess of Angels. So pretty close, and with the capture of that fuel point, that fuel point now identical, they have indeed dissected the map sort of evenly. The only difference is Hama has 2 of the victory points, so things at the moment favouring him, I would say, but it's incredibly close. Look at the top left, look at the top right. The force compositions for the two players pretty much on point, and we may see a large engagement taken soon and an end of this sort of skirmishing phase of play. We'll see though, we'll see. I mean, that is not necessary. I mean, if the players don't feel like taking a pitched battle, and they don't have to, wow! What was that? An anti-tank rifle grenade? Going to break the engine on this 222? Then the utility car's going to clean it up. Now, you've got to think the utility car may well be forfeit, but no, the crew are going to get out. The utility car's a broken engine. The Faust was too good on that. What the... What? Was that another Faust? Oh, whoa, the vehicle crew just got back in at the exact right moment to get blown up by their vehicle as the Faust destroyed it. Wow, that is... I think I saw that right. Anyway, a GR34, as per my recommendation, is on the field, so that's going to make using the buildings in the center of the map a lot harder for the American player. This MG42 needs to have its facings orders cancelled, because at the moment it is set to just, it is locked on this direction. Of course, when you give an MG42, or indeed any machine gun in a building, a facing order, it will stay facing that direction no matter what, until you tell it to cancel, to either choose a different facing, or you tell it to cancel facing orders. And when you tell it to cancel facing orders, it will go back to turning itself to face whichever opponent approaches it from, you know, whichever direction. It will go back to automatically positioning itself. So anyway, Hama's going to get out of that building anyway. He's going to fall them back because they're quite wounded. Only 2 men left in that squad. A preemptive pack gun is in position in the middle, just waiting for an opportunity to ping off some American armor, none of which forthcoming at the moment, but will be on the way, of course, in due course. Now, the American player seems to have spent a lot of fuel. Okay, so we've got the captain coming out next. So that'll be where the fuel spending for the American player has just gone. So look to see the captain. Of course, the captain will bring access to the M1 anti-tank gun, the Stuart, and the Pack howitzer. So we could see those units added to the toolkit for Princess of Angels. We'll see what the weapon of choice will be moving forwards. Quite a manpower bank available there, so should be able to choose a unit to suit or save up for a Stuart, perhaps. Of course, when you're using this Heavy Cavalry doctrine, you do have at 13 command points the fairly imposing Pershing. But you do need to get there, and you can't just save your fuel all game and sit on your thumbs. Fuel, of course, is the most valuable resource, unlocks the most powerful units, so delaying till 13 command points to get armor is you know, totally inadvisable. I don't think anyone would ever recommend that as a good plan. So seems like we've got a really good push here from the American forces on the right flank. Grenadiers behind them though, actually. I didn't see that. Lieutenant going to be decapping this all-important cut-off point. That's going to deny the fuel here, which the Grenadiers have only just finished taking. Riflemen getting a little bit aggressive. They didn't get straight in. Not sure about this. Yeah, they're going to be forced back in fairly quick order. Of the 3 Grenadier squads on the battlefield right now, we've got 2 with LMG-42. So Hama, clearly a man who enjoys using the LMG-42, and I'm with him on that. I think a Grenadier squad without one is really wasted potential. So if you have the munitions, I totally think buying the LMG-42 upgrade is it's a thing that you should almost always do, according to me, if you're going to be using Grenadiers. MG-42 in a decent position to start suppressing these riflemen in the building. Going to want some support, and to that end there is a GR-34 nearby. I imagine we'll see some rounds starting to land on that church sooner rather than later. Yep, there we go, boom. Pack howitzer was the choice from the Captain Tech for Princess of Angels. So with the changes as of October the 29th, that's a unit which players have to manually face now. So choosing a facing initially which has bracketed these Grenadiers. Let's see where the first shell lands. That's going to go long. And we've got Lightning Warfare Doctrine, the commander of choice now from Hama. Relief infantry has been used, so look to see a push across all fronts. The Pack howitzer gets a fantastic hit on that Grenadier squad. Keep your eyes on the bottom right to see if he gets wiped, and he does not. He falls back. So, wow, that was a close shave for him, though. Pack howitzer immediately getting, I believe, 3 kills. Let me just see. Yeah, 3 kills in 1 shell. Very nice stuff. GR-34 still putting on pressure in mid. 1 squad of Ostripen have been spawned off the back of the, what is it called? Relief infantry ability. And I really think this doctrine is, honestly, is the real deal. Lightning War, I've seen it enough times now that I just think, yep, it's really good. So, but Hama is kind of in a... He's kind of in a deficit position right now. Look at the top left, look at the top right. He finds himself at 38 unit supply right now under the 63 for the American player. Now that doesn't tell the whole story, but it's a good indicator of how of you know the relative army sizes. Now we've got a Stug on the way for Hama. That indicates that he's gone to battle phase 2 and he's established his support armor camp in Aya. Sorry, I haven't had a tech check for a couple of minutes, but I can tell you that those are the things that must have happened for that Stug to be on the way. Now the Pack howitzer has been re-aimed, and again, so Princess of Angels clearly no stranger to the fact that you now have to do all this stuff yourself. These Ostripen getting terribly gunned down. I'd love to see a fallback come down on them, and they will, but there could still be a squad wipe. No, I think they're probably going to be safe now, so that's okay. Rifleman on the right flank, going to be seeing off the only squad over there for the American player. And Hama kind of just being pushed back on every front right now. A little bit beleaguered, a little bit flustered The only thing he really has going for him right now is this GR34, and it's not really getting the big hits it needs, partially because most of the American targets are in buildings. What the? Oh, that was a pack howitzer round. I thought the GR34 just hit the MG42 in that building, but no. Anyway, this pack howitzer is kind of exposed, actually. These riflemen are going to use the line of sight provided by the building to see it, and then they're going to push forward, look for a rifle grenade, perhaps. Wow, Princess of Night has the awareness, sees it coming, and is going to get that pack howitzer out of there. Here comes a captain to cover for them. Meanwhile, the battle in middle, we've got Grenadiers in heavy cover. They're firing right now at some falling back rear echelons. They probably want to prioritize these guys who are still in the fight. The MG42 at the back has been forced out, wounded, low on men. The Stug is going to deploy to the right flank. Panzergrau, the camo of choice here for Hama. And let's see now, we've got two squads of riflemen over here, but really nothing that can take the Stug. Are we going to see a pintle mount upgrade for that thing? Not just yet. So look to see that upgrade come down. Hama, I suppose, is actually quite pushed on munitions right now, so probably not going to see that upgrade for quite some time. The MG42 pintle mount upgrade on the Stug, far less essential than it is on the Panzer IV or the Tiger tank or anything like that, or the Panther, simply because it can only shoot forwards, unlike the 360-degree traverse which you get on the tanks. Sorry, just pausing for a sip here on my tea.
We are losing a sector.
Oh, that is a delight. That is a delight. That is a very nice Jasmine, which I have at the moment. It's a silver needle, which I don't know if there's any T-boffs out there, but it's a silver needle which I got online. It's a real good. Anyway, so seems like Hama finally getting a little bit of room to breathe here. The Stug has built him some time. He's capping on both the left and the right. He's also fairly well cemented his position in mid. A lot of squads and a lot of buildings, making life really annoying for American units in the area. Now this 50 caliber machine gun is doing work on these Ostrichen right now. That unit's up to 1-star veterancy, 7 kills on that unit. So at 1-star it gets sprint. It's not often you see 50 kills, you see. A veterancy 2, sorry, we've got the Stug is going to push towards the pack gun. The pack howitzer is kind of caught out here. Now we've got a rifleman squad with a Zook, 2 Zooks actually, so that should be enough to push this Stug back, and it is. There we go, let's see if they get any Zook shots off. Unfortunately the Stug is going to back on into this flag post, and there it's kind of stuck here actually, and we've got a lot of Zooks all around it, so this could be a Stug in danger. Reversing it quickly is Hama though, and that should secure its safety for now. He needs to keep reversing it though, because there's a lot of infantry with Zooks pushing forward here, even rear echelons now with Zooks, so a lot of Zooks purchased here by Princess of Angels, a lot of them. The allied flexibility to put 2 weapons on each squad out of the weapon racks being shown off to full effect here, and now we've got Rangers on the field. The elite 5-man what would you call them? Close combat squad, I suppose. They do specialise in getting up close. The Thompson upgrade has come down for them, so pretty mighty unit there. But they are forced back for now. We've got Ostrichen, Grenadiers, a GR34 and a pack gun, but there's an overrun here of so many American infantry just pushing through the blob of ages here. We've got 3 rifleman squads, a rear echelon, and a captain. There are so many Zooks here. They're actually hammering the Grenadiers down with Zooks. That is actually working. Ostrichen holding tight in this building for now, but do we have grenade researched yet? Grenade package not yet researched, so there's going to be no pineapple forthcoming to get those Ostrichen out of there. But the right flank is kind of folded right now for Hama. Here comes the next wave of Ostrichen. They're going to grab a Zook off the Americans, actually. They'll love that. That is a fine pickup for them. Meanwhile, on the left flank, most Axis units have been forced out. Only this MG42 remains, actually, and he'd love to get this MG42 into this building and just start suppressing this lieutenant, perhaps. But you know what? The lieutenant sees it. He's going to move across and thinks twice about taking the fight, actually. Meanwhile, the pack howitzer took some damage, but back in position. 7 kills on that thing, and Princess seems very good at turning that thing to face where it's needed. Wow! Scoring a fantastic one-hit pinner shot on these Ostrichen here who are trying to cap this point. And that's going to be really annoying because it actually means that they stop capping whilst they're pinned. So that's going to slow them down quite a lot. GR34 back here, 2 kills, 1 star of veterancy on that thing. Probably hasn't done as much damage as Hama was hoping, and I think he's been slightly unlucky on that one. Anyway, Lieutenant in this building, a good range to do a lot of damage to these Grenadiers and Ostrichen, but kind of getting outgunned here, so he's going to have to fall back. And there's the fallback just now. Scoreline right now, fairly close. 397 for the Axis over the 344 of the allied player. So a 53-point lead there. Not so bad as we move into what is pretty much the sort of late mid game now. So let's see now. Fuel spending from the American player, pretty much nothing doing, so clearly waiting for the Pershing. 217 fuel right now, the bank for Princess of Angels. So I don't think we'll see another choice forthcoming. I think it's got to be the Pershing. And she's already revealed Rangers, so Hama will be aware that the Pershing is looming. And I wonder what his strategy will be to deal with that. Now, Lightning War Doctrine does give you the option to build a Tiger Panzer. As we see here, another wave of ferociously powerful American infantry, very well vetted up as well, all 2-star at least, pushing up through the middle of the map. They're going to grab this middle victory point, they hope. GR34 in a decent position to kind of annoy them. In fact, actually, no, this is too far forward. Hama knows it. He's going to pick it up and reverse it. And the Tiger is now available for Hama, so he's reached 13 CP considerably before the American player. Which does indicate that he's been outperforming in terms of damage dealt and casualties inflicted. Now, 3-star unit of Grenadiers here. Let's see how they handle the assault from these Rangers. You've got to think fairly badly if they're just going to stand here. Look at the damage on the elite infantry from the American. Oh my goodness, that's just going to instantly force back these Grenadiers. They're going to have to run away, and even then they're getting quite a lot of damage put on them as they run. Ostripen kind of just lurking at the back there, not really sure what their plan is. Hama will get around to giving them some orders in due course, I really hope. Now, American infantry in great positions. The pack howitzer at the back is also providing fantastic cover. A lot of Zooks coming down, but there is an MG42 in this building. It needs to change facing, though. Changes the facing. There we go. It's going to face that in. It really wants to face sort of northeast at the moment and get some fire down into this courtyard. Wow, okay, now it's going to face the Rangers. You've got to think that's a good idea as well. Rangers, of course, I don't think they even need the grenade unlock ability in order to throw their cooked hand grenade, because their elite forces, of course, it's very well cooked. It explodes very quickly. So that would deal with the American, sorry, with the MG42 in this building. Now the pack howitzer's putting some fire on that church. Going to be looking to deal some damage. Nothing really close by right now for the Axis player that can look to make a strike at this pack howitzer, so it's going to be a thorn in Hama's side for some time now. Grenadiers and a Stug pushing out onto the right flank. They're going to displace a lieutenant who was trying to grab the fuel point. Meanwhile, on the left flank, seems like we've got some Ostripen who at the moment are pretty much uninterrupted, so they're going to be able to get some capping done. A captain moves into that area of the map and is going to start grabbing a regular capture point, but he's not going to encounter those Ostripen just yet. Ostripen in middle also going for a capture. These are the Ostripen who managed to grab that Zook earlier, so they're still going strong. Not much veterancy on them though. And this MG42 is doing work. Down to nearly half health, the pack howitzer is still firing rounds into this church, so needs to be careful there. 1-star veterancy for the pack howitzer unlocks the white phosphorus barrage, and the American player is stacking a lot of munitions, so I wonder if we'll see that ability come down. That would be quite cool. Wow, fantastic pack howitzer round, doing a number on that Ostripen squad and forcing the back, but here come the Ostripen. Looks like they know the pack howitzer's here, but the Rangers, just in the nick of time, will see off these Ostripen. Now let's see if we see the grenade come down. 35 the cost on the cooked M2, so let's see if we see it. Nope, they're just going to fall back straight away. Wow, that seemed a little premature. But the Pershing is here, and for the Axis player, a lot of fear. Yeah, that rhymes. Grenadiers doing a number on this captain on the left flank. Ostripen going to be moving out to get a cap, but the Pershing's the real issue right now. Here comes the anti-tank Stuka. The Pershing rapidly redeploying, but still taking a lot of fire. The other Stuka coming in from the north. And the Pershing's going to be put down to less than half health from these two anti-tank Stukas, the potent anti-tank aircraft here, plying their trade in the skies over this battlefield. And that's going to buy Hama a little bit more time. He's obviously saving right now for a Tiger to answer the Pershing. He needs another 30 fuel, which right now is going to be another minute's worth of saving. So actually, I think that this anti-tank Stuka strafe is going to be. I mean, that's the playmaker. That's the difference right there. It's going to actually buy him the time to get a Tiger out and answer this Pershing. So I really like that. The Stug is in a fairly hazardous position here. A lot of Zook-equipped infantry out there. And actually, if I crack the attack, though, you can see the change situation here. Hama setting up a bit of a line outside the American player's base. Princess of Angels finds herself in a little bit of trouble here. Should be fine once the Pershing's repaired, and it nearly is. But this is kind of difficult situations. In fact, not going to wait for the Pershing to repair, going to commit it to the fight now. Is Princess of Angels. So, interesting times. The Stug's going to come in looking for a shot on the Pershing, but this little shrub is being really annoying, preventing the shot. Finally, the Pershing moves forward. It's going to be a miss. The pack howitzer has been destroyed. Well, the Pershing getting a caning hit onto the Stug. That's going to force the Stug back for a little bit, I think. And Hama clearly has the upper hand. I'm not quite sure how that happened. I think it was just timing on the American fallbacks and Hama realizing he had a window to shuffle forward all of his units. Now the MG42 for the American player, sorry, for the Axis player, still in base. Tiger tank has now just arrived, so it seems like the main battle may now be approaching. And we could see a big fight taken by either player now. Yep, the American forces clearly deciding that a move out on the left flank is the strongest choice. Pershing committed there. with a number of supporting infantry squads. A lot of Zooks there, so the Tiger and the Stug have to be a little bit careful. Now there's a pack gun in mid, and the pack gun's in a good position actually. Bang! Going to get the opening blow on the Pershing. That's going to force the Pershing back because of course the Stug is here as well. Wow, the Pershing's on super low health. The Tiger going for a flanking run, but it's not set to target vehicles, so it's going to start wasting rounds on these Rangers. But actually, seems like that's exactly what Hama wants. That's exactly what he signed up for. The Pershing's going to come in for an attempt on the side armor, but a lot of line of sight obstructions here. The lorry, the wall, going to make sure that that shell never finds the Tiger. And the Tiger in a distant position. He needs to get the MG42 pintle mount. For the Tiger tank, it makes a massive difference. I really think Hama should go for that. I mean, possibly he's saving his munitions for another Stuka anti-tank run, which I can also buy. But I still think I prefer going for the MG42 pintle mount, just so that your Tiger vets up faster. Awkward facing on this Tiger. There we go. He turns it at last. Pardon me, I was going to say, very awkward facings. Pardon me. Kind of coming at his opponent with his side rear armor for a second there. Now this MG42 finds itself in a good position. 2-star vet on that unit, so it's not taking prisoners right now. And that's gonna force a lot of the American units back. And Hama has established a little bit of a stranglehold here. Now he finds Princess of Angels' lack of faith disturbing. He's gonna get the choke on here, and it's on the American player right now. Got to regroup, got to rally your forces, reinforce everyone, and try and break out onto the map. Now this is a good start. These Rangers going to move out on the right-hand flank, get a lot of damage onto those Grenadiers, force them back. Looks like they're not going to try and cap this point. They probably want the victory point right now. That would make sense. Of course, Princess of Angels heavily under the clock, 215 tickets under the 397 of the Axis player Hama. So that means, yeah, I've got to prioritize these victory points in a kind of sad but true sort of tale, because I'm sure Princess would love to get herself some more fuel right now. Anyway, the Pershing is repaired. That's going to come back out. 3/4 of a level of veterancy on that unit, so look to see it start getting promoted sooner rather than later. Ostripan somehow doing a number on a captain and totally securing the left flank. 2 squads of Ostripan doing work out there. This Lightning Warfare Doctrine has everything. It's fantastic. This is a really, I would say the only slightly suspect upgrade, and it's just because I don't like it, is the Jaeger Light Infantry upgrade. I don't really like that upgrade. I prefer an LMG-42. I think maybe it's okay on Panzer Grenadiers, but even then I think I prefer the STG-44s. So, yeah, that one not so great, but tactical movement, it's very cheap, lets your guys redeploy very quickly. Relief Infantry has shown its power on a number of games on the channel, and I am convinced that it's very good, basically. The Stuka close air support, I was on the ladder yesterday, and I had that used against me as British forces, and it pretty much instantly took my Firefly from full health to a pixel with a broken engine, leading it to be killed very shortly after. Grenade going to come out. Is Hama paying attention? Seemingly not. This 3-star unit in jeopardy. The Rangers, though, not with enough strength to finish the job. Possibly a squad wipe on these Rangers, but it's not going to happen. He's far enough away now. So where's the Tiger tank in all this? Pushing forwards, there's a good concave of units here for the American player, but not enough Zooks on these units. I mean, I'm sure Princess would love to buy more. Actually, wait, Princess has like 300 munitions floating, so I think she should buy more Zooks, basically. 2 Zooks on this squad, 2 Zooks on this squad. Seems like money well spent to me. Now, this building is on super low health. The Ostripan going to see that and get out. Hama's awareness, good enough in this instance. The Pershing and the Tiger thinking about trading shots here. The Stug is really awkwardly positioned, though. It's blocking the Tiger from reversing. This thing needs to just position here, because it can fire through here. So this position here, useless. This position here, amazing. It's quite astounding sometimes how much difference just a few meters can make. Yeah. Meanwhile, on the right flank, some Grenadiers. Gonna get a Panzerfaust into the Pershing. That's gonna damage the engine. The Pershing is stricken right now. Here come the tank hunting forces from Hama. He knows blood is in the water. Creamy Pershing blood is in the water. Now, there is a Zook squad here, and the first few hits on the Pershing bounce off its armor. So the Stug and the Tiger are also low on health. Trading for damage here. Smoke barrage incoming. That's going to buy the Pershing a little bit more time. Cunning use of the ability there from the Heavy Cav commander. The Tiger is super low. The Pershing looking for the final hit. The smoke is clearing now. And there's the final hit, and Hama appears to have overextended, bitten off more than he can chew. Now, I couldn't argue with his instincts moving in, but I think that his armoured units were just too damaged to take that fight, and a cunning use of smoke to save the Pershing. Round of applause for Princess of Angels there. I tip my hat to her. That was a pretty spicy use of a typically underrated ability. And with that, the American forces might just have a window here to try and get something done. Now, they need to repair the Pershing. That's happening incredibly quickly. The Stug also in need of repairs, actually, and that is not occurring. Just excuse me here whilst I have a sip of tea. There we go. So, how's that GR34 doing? 6 kills, 2.5 levels of veterancy, so doing a little bit better for itself now. Another pack howitzer here for the American forces. Decently aimed as well, putting some hits on this building. That's going to cause that to come crumbling down. I do enjoy the terrain destruction engine in this game. It does look pretty cool sometimes. It's not quite up there with like Battlefield or anything. That is what we call in the business a cluster flump. Wow. 6 Ostripans blown up by a single shell from that Pershing. Oh dear. Oh dear. Grisly times. Very unlucky for Hama. And you know, it's like good old Bobby D said, the times they are a-changing. Now, can the Americans get out and break out onto the map in time to save their preciously low score at the moment? We got 2 victory points have been taken, so off the clock at last is Princess of Angels. But for how long? As Axis forces looking resurgent in the middle of the map, and it looks like we're going to have a battle in the middle of the map, and the battle must be, I would say, American favoured, simply because they have a Pershing which will be repaired shortly. They have the superior indirect fire of the pack howitzer, and the Axis forces have no armour right now to back them up. The Stug still being repaired, the Tiger tank not able to be purchased for another half a minute here, so that'll be the replacement Tiger, by the way. Some kind of Stuka anti-tank support coming down on the middle victory point. This seems unusual. Of course, the anti-tank rounds, I don't know if they're any good against infantry. Certainly doing a number on that Ranger squad, actually. So maybe they are. Oh, the Ranger squad critically low, but gonna escape. 3-star squad of Rangers, you don't want to lose that one. Pershing is nearly repaired. That thing's at 2-star now, so that means it gets grenade defense, right? Yeah, grenade defense, and it's a little bit more speedy on the move as well. So, pretty good Pershing that right now. Axis forces moving out on the right. Ostripan with paired up with some Grenadiers. They're going to start grabbing land. Might want to think about grabbing this fuel point because, you know, it's always going to be good. Here comes the Tiger tank. This is the second Tiger. Confusingly, I'm not going to call it the Tiger 2 since that was the King Tiger. But yeah, this is the second the second Tiger tank moving out. This is a Panzerkampfwagen. Got the Stuart-like tank. I did not see this get built, but it is out on the map. We do have a Stuart on the field, and actually I will curtail my shot for an instant, because remember, the Stuart does have a number of very useful abilities to use against tanks. It has shell shock, which increases its chance to do vehicle criticals, and it also has point-blank engine shot, which can snare an enemy vehicle pretty handily. So that, in conjunction with the Pershing, is actually pretty spicy. So Princess of Angels possibly demonstrating a little bit of insight, a little bit of experience here in Pershing operations, and maybe tagging it up with a Stuart as a kind of gambit unit, an initiator, if you like. Could be a pretty good idea. Now, Hama still has a lot of munitions. He has 127. I appreciate that he likes the... oh no, here we go! The vision block has been damaged. The Stuart initiates. The Pershing comes in. The engine shot comes down. The Tiger is stricken. And American players out there, this is how you deal with Axis heavy armor. Initiate with a Stuart. Pershing on cleanup. Bang! One more hit is going to do the job on that one. These rear echelons are going to GTFO, but here comes the Pershing. It knows what it wants, and it's going to take it. Whoa! Having said that, a lucky bounce. The Pershing now taking fire from a pack gun, from a Stug. Pershing's going to take a dive. A Panzerfaust right now could be everything. The Tiger tank does go down. The Pershing's going to wheel round to the left. Oh, the Stug is in pursuit, and I think it can actually kind of keep up. It just needs like maybe one more hit, maybe 2, but the Stug's in jeopardy right now. The grenade comes down, and there's the Pershing. It's exposed again. The Stug just needs to turn. The Pershing is forfeit. Jaeger Stug comes on in, and that is going to do the job. Wow. The tables, they are a-turning. The times, they are a-changing. Wow. Again, so the Tiger went down, the Pershing went down, the Stuart went down. The Stug may go down. It's being stalked badly here by a number of infantry who are in its rear arc. Now, there are some Grenadiers here on support, but the Zooks just keep coming. He needs to reverse move this thing the hell out of there. What is he doing? He's not going to try and fight them, is he? Oh, he's just trying to push them around so that they can't fire the Zook and enable the Grenadiers to get the finishing hits in. That seems ambitious, but actually might be... Okay, Hama, I'll concede. I think this is the best course of action. Fair enough. But I still think you're going to lose the Stug, sadly. MG42 starting to provide some suppression. It's on such low health. That was the Stug alive. This guy here is going to be the hero. Here it goes. Whoosh bam. Whoosh bam. Come on, Mr. Rifleman. Take the shot. God damn it. No! The fallback is forced. The Jaeger Stug survives. Hama with epic broken engine Stug vehicle micro to shove those units around. A squad wipe comes down on a 3-star squad of retreating Grenadiers riflemen, who also had a Zook. Now, somewhere else on the map, an Axis squad was lost. I just heard the announcer say that. So things not going all Hama's way right now. Afraid I didn't catch that one. Could have been out here on the right flank. Kind of think it was. Yeah, looks like a unit of pioneers or. Yeah, those are pioneers, aren't they? So it looks like a unit of pioneers getting KO'd on the right flank here. Rangers continuing to kick ass and take names. 22 kills, 3 stars of veterancy on that unit. So, wow, what an action-packed last few minutes, though. We've had Pershings, we've had Tigers, we've had lucky escapes, we've had a fantastic fight taken here. I think that the initiation with the Stuart in this fight here with the Tiger died was fantastic. That was textbook. Initiate with the Stuart. Come in with the Pershing, but I have to say I kind of think that Princess of Angels got greedy. I know a Tiger is quite the prize, but I think that there comes a time when you have to think your Pershing is sort of worth more to you, and keep it alive. I don't know. Because the Pershing kind of came in here and then like went over here, and then its rear armor was facing the Stug. I think if you're going to come in and take another shot at this Tiger, if you're going to risk it, and it is a risk, I think you need to just come forwards, take the shot simply, and then back out that way. That's what I think, and I'm not even convinced that that would have been a good plan. So anyway, MD42 spontaneously going to fall back here. I have to think that was a misclick actually. I'm not sure what that was about. Possibly Hama just accidentally hitting the wrong button there, or thinking he had another unit selected and pressing callback by mistake. Let's face it, come on guys, we've all been there. Or at least, maybe that's just me. So anyway, American forces taking middle. They've got the right-hand victory point, so not under the clock right now is Princess of Angels. That, of course, being a major concern, finding herself at 96 tickets under the 372 of Hama. So Hama right now has a lot of time to work with. If he wants to give up these victory points, he has the luxury of doing that for now. Not that he probably wants to, though. GR34, that thing's up to 3 stars now, 9 kills on that thing. So doing some decent work over the course of this game, probably has paid for itself now, I would have thought. Just gonna pour myself another cup of tea here. Hold up. There we go. So, let's have a look. Now, do the American forces have a pack howitzer? Yes, they still do. The pack howitzer is still in a good position. It's still got a good arc as well. These Austrian need to look out. The building that they're in is on quite low health. Hama probably, yep, there we go. It's going to pull them out of that building because they are getting low. Big lot of American infantry coming through mid. Only 1 unit of Grenadiers stands before them, and Grenadiers just do not have the durability to trade off against 3 American squads for very long whatsoever. Pack gun and some more Austrian going to come forward. These are the Austrian who managed to steal the Zook earlier, and they find themselves at 3-star veterancy with only 5 kills. Have they got some vehicle kills? Come on, guys. No. Oh, they bet up so quick. But the Jägerstug is back. The Jagdstug. Is back out. This is the one which killed the Pershing previously. 2 1/4 levels of veterancy on that thing. 5 kills to its name. Not so bad. Ranger's going to cut through here like a knife through hot butter. That's right, a knife through hot butter. But they're going to be forced to fall back by a number of Grenadier squads. Now, the battle in mid, this is kind of... Oh, wow. On the right flank, though, Ostripan going to grab that one back. But on the left flank, what? These Rangers managed to capture that point, so... Princess not under the clock right now, but will be when this point gets captured. So, time running low here for Princess. Not enough fuel in the tank to secure another Pershing anytime soon. And meanwhile, conversely, contrastingly, Hama's fuel situation pretty decent. He's going to have, in about 40 seconds, the option to call in another Tiger. And you can see he's set up his manpower float nicely, so that's got to be it. It does cost an almighty 640 manpower, the Tiger. So you got to respect the fuel cost there. Sorry, the manpower cost there. And Hama doing just that. Now let's see what we got going on here. Number of Grenadiers being assaulted by a lot of American infantry. This will probably force these Grenadiers back, I would have thought. M1 anti-tank gun getting caught out by a couple of squads of Austrian, but nothing to write home about. Princess going to get that unit out of there. The pack howitzer at the back still doing good work. Ranger's going to spear tip this assault, and I'd love to see them sledge left and take out these Grenadiers, who somehow have managed to, okay, with support, have managed to fall back those 2 American units. These Rangers doing good damage though. This is a second new squad of Rangers here. The veteran squad of Rangers, meanwhile, capping the right-hand victory point. So Princess has her priorities straight. That, I believe, is the distant sound of a Tiger engine. Yep, there it is. So the 3rd Tiger is coming onto the field. Panzerkampfwagen 6 here is eine große Panzer. Meine Lieblingspanzer? Das weiß ich nicht. And so, let's see now. So we've got some Rangers capping the points on the right, but main problem right now for Princess is gonna be... Actually, no, she's not even under the clock right now. Oh, wow, Hama needs to send some infantry to capture this point. This is super crucial. But there is nobody nearby. Who's going to capture the point, Hama? Send these Ostropen. Do something. Uh-oh. Well, the American forces have arrived here now, so Princess going to secure herself a little while longer in this game. Hama still... Yay! He's bought the MG42 Pinto Mount upgrade. It has happened. It is on. That is a real thing now. So this Tiger tank going to be much more potent against infantry squads. There's an M1 at the back though, and the Tiger doesn't want to just chill in front of that gun. Taking stern hits here. Why is he going back in? He's moving forwards again. This Tiger tank is being mismicroed a little bit. There's no reason for this Tiger tank to have a broken engine and be on 20% health right now. No! The American forces are hounding it. This M1 really wants to stalk forwards. If that had been stalking forwards, there would have been a killing shotgun. Why is he turning it? Hama, what are you doing, you crazy, crazy man? I am not sure about this. Also, the Jagdstug is not really contributing a lot. If you would just turn off target vehicles, it would be hooning these guys. And the Stug is reasonable against infantry. Yeah, it's not great, but it is reasonable. However, despite all this, 2 Austrian squads going to be securing the right flank, and that's going to put Princess back under the clock, just where Hama wants her. So, wow, here come the American units, though. There's no MG to keep them back. Senses the Tiger eat blood in the water. A couple more Zoop rounds coming in. And that surely, oh my god, looked like the Tiger hit the Stug there. But the Tiger is gonna escape. My goodness. Hama, buddy, that is precarious Tiger usage. You do not want to just sit in front of an M1 anti-tank gun plinking away at infantry. That is not how you use a Tiger. I'm sure he knows it. I'm sure his attention was elsewhere, you know. But as a caster, it's my job to point these things out sometimes. Sometimes I worry I sound like I'm giving players a hard time when they're actually playing their hearts out and doing their best. That's not what it's all about at all. I just like to you know, try and comment where I see a more optimal course of action and recommend these things. And I don't know. That's what analysis and critical analysis is all about, right? But certainly these players are way more skilled than I am. So anyway, some Rangers here going to make a run into mid. Looks like they're going to get these Grenadiers the hell out of there. This Stug, you know what? I think going for the upgrade would actually be totally legitimate. Wow, the Stug's actually going to get the M1 anti-tank. I'm not quite sure how that happened. It's pretty good though. Tiger tank now being repaired. Slowly. No, not being repaired. Oh no, he's misclicked his Pioneers. They're just standing next to the Tiger. Oh, this is devastating. This is like in StarCraft 2 when you've got a couple of workers just sitting idle next to your Vespene refinery. There we go, now they're going to start repairing. Hama sees it, he knows. Excellent stuff. Whew, that could have been close. Or like, I tell you what, the worst thing in StarCraft 2 is when you've got like 5 workers on gas and you didn't realise, or only 1 and you forgot. Like, that's terrible times. Anyone who plays StarCraft sympathising with me. Everybody who doesn't play StarCraft wondering why the hell I'm talking about a different game. Oh, wow. The anti-tank Stuckers just having a go at some infantry. Why not? Why not? Those shells seemingly incredibly powerful. Like I say, I've really come to respect the power of this call-in. 200 munitions the cost on that one, so fair enough that it's quite good. But yeah, come to respect that call-in ever since yesterday when it basically single-handedly sniped off my Firefly the moment it arrived, which was horribly bad news for me. So... Now, still tenaciously at over 60 tickets. Princess actually has all 3 of the victory points. What madness is this? Princess is playing this so well and is actually, you know, only a minute away from getting another Pershing. Hang on a second. What? Princess, how are you doing this? This is... I thought that we were in the concluding stages of this game. I'll be honest, I hadn't really been paying that much attention to the scoreline and the victory points. Princess is actually doing everything right to not die here, which is, you know, got to be the mark of a good player. Gonna try and make a grab at mid. Yeah, there we go, that's what you want to do. You know what, I would love to see Princess just grab a major and try and use the prevent cap. And I'll tell you what, actually, there's nowhere safe to stand him, so maybe lock down on the major, not a good idea to go for right now. That is the sound of the Tiger tank. Sounds like that thing's nearly repaired. Nearly repaired. Come on, finish the repairs. The reason I say that is because the difference between, like, if this tank gets hit by an anti-tank rifle grenade now, it may break the engine, whereas at full health there's a 0% chance of that to happen. So that's why I say it does make a difference. But anyway, I suppose having the Tiger in the fight, like, but this is a horrible position. Why put it with a building right behind it? Like, that Tiger would have a lot more room to move if it was here or here. But anyway, he's going to move it forward. So so that comment is in fact null and void. He was just in fact still moving the tank. Now, here comes a squad of dudes with Zooks. The Tiger tank, it does have that MG42 pintle mount. That does give it 3 forward-facing machine guns. That's quite intense, combined, of course, with the cannon. So That is a big keep away sign for American forces right now. Pershing will be arriving. Oh no, manpower the issue. There we go. Princess has enough manpower. And the Pershing is here. There we go. So Pershing on the field. Massive scuffle on the right. A lot of Ostrich, 3 squads worth. Going to be kind of. Oh no, they're going to try and jive with some riflemen. With some rangers. That does not go well for them. Meanwhile, in mid, the Tiger's going to get a little bit pokey. Hama has to suspect that another Pershing cannot be far away. In fact, if his ears are paying attention, then he may have heard its engine in fog of war already. These grenadiers though, gonna give the game away. Here's a Pershing, guys. He needs to pull this squad back. Actually, they're gonna get detonated, aren't they? One of them does. He needs to pull this squad back. They get terribly low. A 3-star rifle grenadier squad. He does pull them back, but that has to be too late. And the Pershing just gonna evaporate that squad. The Jagdstug is here. Takes the aimed shot. Here it comes.
We are losing a sector.
No, the aimed shot did nothing. Wow, that actually did nothing. Wow, that is not often you see that. There is an LMG-42 on the ground here as well. Now the Pershing trying to take the fight, but I don't like this. I feel much better if the Pershing was taking the fight from here, because as it is, it's going to have to turn its side armor to retreat. Here we go, and it's going to try and get out of there. Bang! Getting a massive hit into the Stug on its way out, and Princess of Angels with the foresight to pull the Stug out with appropriate timing there. Finding herself, though, down at 42 tickets. A grenade comes down onto these Ostrichen. That's going to force them off this capture point. Princess doing everything she can, just desperately trying to hold on to victory points. Capturing the left one. Going to be capturing the right one shortly. Hama just seemingly unable to close this game out. Just kind of being dragged over the coals a little bit here. And here comes a Pershing. The Tiger's going to get a cracking hit, which is going to stun the crew on the Pershing. That's unfortunate. Which is going to secure another hit. And he could decide to chase. I don't know where the Stug is. Oh, the Stug got taken out. Wow. Oh, sorry. The Stug died here. I'm afraid I did miss that. Oh, no. The Pershing's main gun is down, though. That is curtains for the American Heavy. And that is sad times. The Tiger is just more than happy to take advantage of this. Wow, the Pershing's still somehow alive. Here comes the supporting infantry. The Tiger's going to get... Oh, my God. A bounce off the front armor. This is just tension. Tension! There it goes, yep. You kind of got the feeling that Pershing was done for, but there was like a slim chance that a sequence of bounces off the armor would have saved it. Anyway, anti-tank rifle grenade, gonna do its job against the Tiger. Soup's gonna stalk, and I kind of feel like we've seen this before. This is how you lose Tiger tanks. But this time I think the trade was justified, simply because Hama is in such a better position. Trading a Tiger for a Pershing is okay when you're getting a lot more fuel than your opponent. MG-42 in a great position, actually going to prevent this even from being a trade. The Tiger's going to get out of there at 1-star there. With a broken engine, okay, but you know, Cessna V, you know. The 50 caliber machine gun here, just kind of being a dick, actually. There we go, that's going to fall back. There's just one man with a 50 cal, just like doing a number of these poor grenadiers. Anyway, so needs to get these Ostrichens over here, capping this victory point. This has to be the priority. No, do it now. Every second you waste is tickets in the bank for your opponent, and that is super important. You also need to send a squad to capture mid. Come on, Hama. Priorities. Rangers gonna come on out though. They're gonna get the cap in mid. These two Ranger squads have been ace actually. This squad is up to 14 kills, nearly 3-star levels at best. Here come the Ostrichen. They're gonna do their best. MG-42 though, that's gonna signal the close of play for those Rangers. Grenadiers capturing that left-hand victory point. Ostrichen capturing the central one. Nobody guarding the right one, so Hama could just send a squad over there, and I'd love him to do that. Yeah, it looks like these Ostrichen have been tasked with capturing that one. Pack gun could move forward if it wanted to. I think the best position for that pack gun right now is about here. That would give it a lovely potential arc, sort of covering all of the access ways into this central area. Although, of course, having destroyed a Pershing just recently, Hama knows that he doesn't really have to worry about American armor for some time. So I think Princess is out of this game. I think Hama just needs to close the door, and he's doing it fairly efficiently now. So I can't really see a line back in for the Americans. Like, I'm racking my brains, and I just don't know what the line is. So that gets them back in the game. MG-42 set up in a really good position here. The Mortar squad likewise in a good position. There's a Stug on standby, the standby Stug. The Tiger's still alive, being repaired. That's going to be active sooner rather than later. How are these riflemen being allowed to capture this point? Hama, the MG-42 needs to be attacking these guys. Because the only thing that matters right now is these points, pretty much. That is the only thing, and Princess knows it. That's why she's playing her heart out, just trying to dance for the points. And oh my god, these Rangers just doing work. Those guys are brutes. How many damn Thompsons do they get? Is it every guy in the squad? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thompsons? Surely not. Is there not even one guy with a rifle in that squad? Damn, that's pretty cool. No, it only gives them 4 Tommies, so one poor guy gets lumped with a Garand. Anyway, the 50 cal is set up garrisoning the mid. Princess, you're a machine! This is disgusting! 18 to 230 right now. Wow, you know what, I have to say, I love what has happened to the USF versus Wehrmacht matchup since the Heavy Cav Commander came out. It's just been really good. Like, it is just one of my favourite matchups to watch right now. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, here comes a good grenade. That's going to go onto the further back squad of Grenadier. That's going to blow up one of them, wound a couple of others. Now, these are Rangers doing good damage up close, but there's only one left, and Princess probably needs to pull that squad back sooner rather than later. But you know what? Here comes another 3-star squad of Rangers, and you really can't take chances with these guys. Infantry reserves being used, and what's it called? Emergency relief infantry. Yeah, relief infantry being used. These Austrian need to get out. They are not going to last 2 seconds against these guys. Yep, there they go. They're going to get out. Rangers pretty spicy, it turns out. Tiger tank now kind of repaired. Not even fully repaired. Come on, Hama. Come on. Come on, buddy. Pioneer's finally going to take that one. A couple of squads of Austrian going to garrison this point. These riflemen are ready to move on in and try and make a move here, but do they have grenades? No, and I just think without grenades they're going to have a hard time against 12 Austrian, especially in heavy cover. Yeah, there's the fallback, so no dice there for Princess, and I sort of feel that was a preemptive fallback. Actually, I feel that was too soon, because Princess just doesn't have the time. That squad may not actually make it back to the front before Princess is out of the game, so I think leaving them forwards, seeing as how they had no damage and no squad members lost really, was going to be the correct choice. Smoke going to be coming down for Princess, trying to get a little bit cute with these Rangers, but it's not going to be enough, I think. M1 anti-tank gun's going to find the Tiger. There's some sensible positioning. Surely, oh, it's still a little far forward. Oh, I don't know about this actually. These M1s are going to get some hits in on the Tiger. But the Rangers are going to be forced back. Now, there could be a squad wipe going here. The Austrian are going for it. Don't think they're going to get it though. And now the victory point begins to fall, but American forces are capturing the middle one. Jesus. What? You just have to hold 2 of these things, Hama. I mean, it's like playing whack-a-mole with Princess here. It's just like, so, it must be infuriating. Okay, dude, just capture this point. Stop fighting and capture the point. There we go. Priorities. Win the game. Just win it. That's all you have to do. Just win it. Anyway, let's see. Do we have another Pershing out yet? No, a Stuart, the tank of choice. Yeah, spicy last-minute Stuart. Come on, Stuart. All right, so what are the odds on this thing getting a kill? You know what, it should actually get a kill. There's found some Austrian here, fair enough. Tiger tank's going to come on in. That thing finds itself on reasonably low health, actually. Where are the M1 anti-tank guns? The M1 anti-tank guns are here in a really good position, actually. Pretty much hooning on this Tiger. Oh, don't lose the Tiger, please. Okay, there we go. Somehow, Princess is not under the clock right now. You know what? Is Hama just playing with his food? Is that what's happening here? Hama, are you just being a bad person and just kind of just trying to wear your opponent down? Because it feels like he's not really going after these victory points with a lot of gusto. Anyway, oh dear. Run, rifleman, run! He's gonna get out of there. I'll probably get done for desertion, but you know, whatever. Tiger tank gonna come and give some fire onto these Rangers in mid, and I imagine once these guys fall, the central victory point will be captured by Hama. Come on, Hama. Come on. Oh, looks like Princess gonna save Hama the time and just GG. I suppose, yeah, when you're down to an ambulance and 2 squads of infantry, that seems completely appropriate. Really good game there, really good game. Took a while for Hama to close the door there, but for quite a while that was a really good game. I feel like the deciding factor in that fight was this I think it was the second Tiger tank was like here, and this is its wreckage here. Now, if you recall, Princess of Night initiated using her Stuart, using its anti-vehicle abilities, and then the Pershing came in here, and it was positioned. The Pershing was positioned about here, and it was taking shots into the Tiger. It was doing really well, and the shot that was gonna kill the Tiger, because it was on a pixel of health, bounced off the front armor. The Tiger was gonna get back into fog of war, so Princess came forward with the Pershing, and I think that was the tipping point for this game. Coming forward with the Pershing exposed it to an AT gun and a Stug on its right flank, I think, and then it was already on some damage, and then the Tiger got in a hit before it died, or a couple of hits, and then the Pershing decided to, for some reason, run this way, enabling the Stug to chase, and the Pershing was eventually taken out around here. Now, I don't think that Pershing should have died. I think even if you have to say that the tiger still survives, I think saving your Pershing is worth more than killing the tiger. And I still think that there was a line where you could have killed the tiger just by coming with the Pershing. You just come forward, go bop, take one shot, and then come back, just reverse move. I don't know about going and then running over here and exposing your rear armor to a stug that's going to chase you and stuff like that. I mean, even coming forwards and going bop and taking the one shot is risky because you've got a stug and an AT gun hitting you from the side armor. But I still like that a lot more. It minimizes your exposure, and I think that the Pershing could have taken like I would say 3 hits or so, and then reversed like easily. And I think it would only have taken 2 during that time it took to like bop the tiger down. So I would say that was the turning point. That was the point after which Hama just had an insurmountable advantage, if you ask me. But a very good game, a very close one up until that point, and well played by both our 2 players. So thank you very much to them. Thank you very much to all of you out there watching on the channel. Really appreciate it. And as I say, if you could give me some feedback about the sound levels this game, I'd really appreciate that too. So for now, this is Magpie842 signing out. Goodbye.